Ma'am, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. I just had network issues, that's fine. Ma'am, can you repeat? Yes, I can see your screen. Yes, yes.
Yes, in the last class we have discussed the structure of cisplatin and transplatin. Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
In cisplatin, it is used to treat cancer. It is also called as anti-cancer drug, but transplatin does not. Okay. So how to identify the cisplatin and the transplatin? So cis isomer, they have two identical groups on one side of any square planar complex. So any difference in electronegativity between the two pairs of isomers, it will cause an imbalance of charge. So it makes a polar complex. The atoms with a higher electronegativity, it have a stronger pull on the electrons in the dative bond. Dative bonds means we are talking about coordinate bonds and will carry a partial negative charge. However, the trans isomer will have identical ligands which are opposite to each other at the corners of square planar complex. So, if they are at the opposite on the square planar complex, so what happens? Pull on the electrons in the dative bonds to the central metal ion, they are perfectly balanced. That means charge is balanced in case of transplatin and it results in a non-polar complex. Okay, that means the dipole moment is 0 in case of trans complex. While in the cis complex, your dipole moment will add to each other and it will make a imbalance of charge and a polar complex. So this slide have we discussed in the last class.
No, ma'am.
So write it down where you have made these structures of cisplatin and transplatin. So you have to write down in this only, at this page only.
Ma'am? Ma'am, can you tell how to form the formulas for those complex ions? How do we write the formula for the ions? No, generally, if you're writing bracket CO bracket EN3 and then bracket 3 plus, how do we form it? Ma'am, you're not audible.
You have to write down the formula of these complexes.
Yes, ma'am. No, any complex, how do we write it?
Okay. So first comes your central metal atom and then comes your ligand. So it is okay if you write platinum, that is your central metal atom, okay, in the square brackets because it is a coordination complex. So you write it in the square bracket. Then it's your wish, either you write NH32 first or Cl2 first. It is also correct if you write platinum Cl2 first and then Cl2 first and then NH32. That is also correct. That means first comes your central metal atom and then your ligand. So there's no alphabetical order like in IGCSE name. There's no alphabetical order. You can write any ligand at any position.
Ma'am, what about the charge?
What about its
Charge.
oxidation state? You tell me what is the oxidation state of platinum here. Calculate and tell me. Ammonia is neutral. Neutral ligand.
Ma'am, is it +2?
Yes, let us calculate. So yes, it is +2 because if you take platinum as X, this is neutral. Chlorine is -2. Okay, so it becomes X minus 2 is equal to 0. That is X is equal to +2. +2 is the oxidation state for platinum. Okay.
So, ma'am, the overall charge is +2?
Yes. Overall charge is plus 2.
Okay.
Done writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we have another octahedral complexes. Okay, so the general formula is M. This is your transition metal atom. A is the ligand, 4. D is the ligand. So A is which ligand? NH3 here in the diagram, and D is which ligand? Water. So this is a cis isomer, this is trans. Because H2O are in the opposite phases, so it is trans. And here all the like NH, here cis isomer, trans means where an H2O is at the opposite position, and where H2O is not at the opposite position, it is cis complex. So what is the coordination number of this complex?
Ma'am, 6.
Yes, so it is known as your octahedral complex. Right? In this case, in cisplatin, you are asking me the overall charge or the oxidation state of platinum. Because the formula you write is Pt NH32 Cl2, right? So there are two things. One is the oxidation state of platinum, okay, and one is the overall charge on platinum. The oxidation state of platinum is +2, which we have calculated, right? But if you are asking me the overall charge on the complex, so it becomes 0, like +2 is for platinum, this is neutral, and chlorine is -1. There are 2 chlorines, it is -2. So +2 -2 becomes 0. Okay. That means it
Okay.
is a neutral complex. Cisplatin is a neutral complex. What I am telling you, +2 is the oxidation state of platinum.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Like you are asking how to write down the formula. So formula you can write down by seeing the structure. Like cobalt first you can write, then NH3 4, and then OH2. If you write H2 first and then NH3, then it is okay. But for IUPAC name, you have to follow the alphabetical order. So tell me what is the IUPAC name of this complex? First of all, we will write the name of the ligands and then the central metal atom. So how many ligands are involved here?
6, ma'am.
So name will so first, what is the name of this NH3 ligand?
Octahedral.
No, name of this NH3 ligand name. It is
Ammonia.
amine.
Hmm.
Okay. And the name of H2O.
Water.
In the IPAC naming, you write it as aqua. So which will come first alphabetically?
Aqua.
So you will write, but there are 4 NH3 groups, right? There are 4 NH3 and 2 hydroxy.
Hey students! Interested in boosting your studies? Enroll now at Keddy Edtech. We offer online tuition for the Cambridge curriculum, grades 6 to IGCSE, AS, and A-level. Start learning with us today.
So you will write first tetraamine. Then there are 2 questions, so you write diaquo. Then the name of central metal, cobalt. Tell me the oxidation state of cobalt.
Ma'am, 2 plus.
So IUPAC name will be tetraamine diaquo cobalt.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Bidentate ligands. Yes, I have told you in the last class. These are your bidentate ligands. So this is what nickel. How many ligands are attached? Ethylene diamine, how many attached? Tell me.
Ma'am, 3, ma'am.
Yes. Nickel, EN3, and what is the oxidation number? 2 plus. Oxidation number here is 2 plus. There are two non-superimposable optical isomers of, as you know, EN, ethylene diamine. You can write it by NH2, CH2, CH2, NH2. Okay. So this is a full structure, and the B1 is a simplified structure with EN representing a molecule of 1,2-diamino ethane. So draw it down.
Yes, ma'am.
These stereoisomers stereoisomers because the two different molecules are mirror images of each other and they cannot be superimposed. So this dotted line is your mirror. This is your mirror. So if you put a mirror in between these two molecules, then you can say that they are mirror images of each other, and you cannot superimpose this second one onto the first one. That means they are non-superimposed. So they are optical isomers. Optical isomers are those substances which differ only in their ability to rotate the plane of polarized light in opposite direction. Okay. So in optical isomers, you have to remember two things. That there should be, if anything is optically active, that means there should be no POS, no plane of symmetry should be there, and there should be no COS, no center of symmetry should be there. So you can see here how you can cut a plane. Okay, if you cut a plane, that plane means that the molecule is divided into two equal parts. So you cannot, if you pass a plane like this, then also it is not dividing it into two equal parts. If you cut it like this, then also this is forming a ring. Okay, so you cannot pass a plane here. And center of symmetry is also not present. Center of symmetry means like if you have platinum, Cl, Cl, NH3, NH3. That means if you start from the center, then after moving here, you get chlorine atom. In the opposite direction, you move here, you get chlorine atom. If center point is at difference, you move here, you get ammonia. You move in the opposite direction, you get ammonia. That means center of symmetry is present in this molecule. Okay. But in this molecule, no center of symmetry is present. That means they are optically active isomers. Clear? And the property of optically active isomers is that they can rotate the plane of polarized light. Clear? Any doubt in this? You can ask.
Ma'am, center isomers means chiral carbon.
Which?
Center isomers means chiral carbon.
Where it is written center isomer?
Didn't you just tell it now, ma'am?
That is optical isomer.
Yeah, so they should have chiral carbon, right, ma'am?
Yes, optical isomer. A compound that is optically active, it must have a chiral carbon.
But if we're taking the previous example, both like of them are the same, right? They're not attached to 4 different atoms.
That is a condition, but that is not a necessary condition. Okay, chiral carbon, if it is a hydrocarbon, then it is necessary condition. But in this case, it is not a necessary condition because nickel is not a carbon. We are talking about the central carbon atom first. So this is the condition, but not the necessary condition.
Okay, ma'am.
So in this case, is not correct that you are talking about only chiral carbon. Right, that presence of chiral carbon, it is a way for a molecule to exhibit the optical isomerism, but it is not the only way. Okay, they can be chiral due to their structural features like this, their plane of symmetry, their center of symmetry, even without a chiral carbon. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what is a chiral carbon?
A carbon that is bounded to 4 different groups or atoms.
Yes, right.
Yes, ma'am.
See,
Mm.
that is water ion. So they can form your cis isomer and the trans ion. If H2O is at the opposite position, they are trans. If they are at the same side, they are cis. Okay? And we can write it as NiAN2H2O. And the charge is 2 plus. Overall charge is plus. So if overall charge is 2 plus, then the oxidation state of nickel is, tell me.
+2, ma'am.
Yes, plus what?
Yes, ma'am.
Write it down. You want to write?
Yes, ma'am.
Have ethylene diamine in the name, right? En means your ethylene diamine, but you have in the at the subscript too, so you cannot write di again and again, right? Ethylene diamine. You are writing this like, right? This is not correct. Whenever you have any name in which your di is coming, like in this name ethylene diamine, then you will write a word that is bis, bis, bis. Okay, so the name is bis ethylene diamine. Then diaqua nickel.
Ma'am, bis?
BIS bis. Let me write it down. Because in not in all the complexes, have in those complexes which have di in the, so its name is ethylene diamine. Di is coming here also, and if you have AN2 here also, you have to write ethylene diamine. This does not look good. So in these cases, you will write bis ethylene diamine in the bracket. Bis ethylene diamine, and then you know it is diaqua nickel.
Ma'am, should we write nickel too?
Yes. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So please practice all these names and write down all these names and the structures. We'll study the next part in the next class.